Elizabeth, and I'm the historian for this project.
Hi, my name is Moshuma, and I'm the economist for this project.
Hi, my name is Ava, and I'm the cultural expert for this project.
Hi, my name is Ella Grace, and I'm the government advisor for this project.
And today we're going to be presenting Korea! Hello everyone, my name is Ava Hampton and I'm the cultural expert with my crew. Today we have tteokbokki, a Korean dish made of chewy rice cakes, tangy fish cakes, and decadent gochujang pepper cakes. China has made this influence because it first originated with rice and they made rice cakes with wheat.
Originating in China, rice has had a major impact on parts of Asia. It became a staple in Asia. Several products were then able to be produced with rice. This included porridge, rice cakes, kimbap, rice wine, skincare products, etc. Furthermore, rice also helped with the amount of crops produced, which improved agriculture. Ultimately, rice has had a severe impact on several parts of Asia, and most definitely, Korea.
Hello everyone, my name is Ava Hampton here at Sweet Rice, and I'm the cultural expert. I got custard. It's a fish waffle, and this originally comes from the Chinese dynasty, Hong Kong. It originally started as a street food, and it was known as an egg waffle, but now there are other versions of it, and it has become a bubble waffle, and they have even developed into different shapes in Korea, such as a fish waffle. Yummy.
Hi, let's talk about China's political and cultural influence over Korea. Before Korea had its own writing systems, Koreans used classical Chinese for writing. Even after the invention of Hangul in the 15th century, Chinese characters called Hanzhou were still widely used in literature, government, and education. Korean government officials were trained in classical Chinese. Confucian political philosophy influenced Koreans for a centralized government and civil administration to be added to Korean legal systems. Confucianism is a philosophy and a Chinese belief. It was created by Confucius in the 5th to 6th century. It became a key ideology for Koreans, and it was incorporated in their education, government, family structure, and values. Confucianism introduced the civil service exams. Chinese style inspired Korean architecture, painting, and ceramics. For example, Korea's most famous Soden pottery was introduced by or influenced by Chinese porcelain. Korean palaces and temples also show Chinese design elements like curved tile roofs and wooden structures. Korean architecture adapted China's interlocking bracket system, which allows for more stability in wooden buildings without nails. Chinese architectural concept emphasized harmony and symmetry, which carried over into Korean palaces and temples. Despite these influences, Korea developed its own architectural identity over time. Korean palaces and temples often emphasize simplicity and the connection with nature. Korea adopted Chinese inventions such as printing, paper making, compasses, and calendar systems. The Korean printing industry included movable metal types and was inspired by early Chinese models. Korea was part of China's tributary system. Korean governments acknowledged China as a supreme power because they had control over gold mines, salt mines, and trading routes. They sent tribute missions to maintain political ties, gain diplomatic recognition, and legitimacy. China intervened militarily in Korean affairs several times. The Han Dynasty established commanderies in northern Korea. The Tang Dynasty allied with Silla to defeat Goryeo and Byok. The Ming Dynasty helped Korea during the Japanese invasion by sending troops, And lastly, the Yuan dynasty dominated Goryeo politically and even married Korean princesses into the Yuan royal family. This is how Korea was influenced by China.
So she went back on how China has benefited economically through the Silk Road, money creation, and being trading partners. Firstly, the Silk Road plays a major role in this topic as it was created by China. When China created the Silk Road, they traded with many Asian and European countries, one of which being Korea. While they traded with Korea, their relationship got stronger and they began to trade almost exclusively with one another. They traded things such as certain goods, technologies, and even had cultural exchange. But we'll be focusing on the economic aspect of the Silk Road. Because of the Silk Road, China began to trade much more with Korea, which made their market much wider. They traded goods such as gold, porcelain, silk, spices, and ginseng. Ginseng is a slow-growing herb that is primarily valued for its medicinal properties and is still widely used in Korea. Another way China has helped Korea economically is through their currency. During the Han Dynasty, Chinese coins were the blueprint of cash coins used during that time. As time went on, these coins were changed and still used by both parties even after the creation of their own separate coins. Now, before my time runs out, let me speak about trading. I know I've already spoken about trading, but that was during the time of the Silk Road. They've continued trading from then up until now into the modern world. Because they trade so much, China's allowed Korea to have less costs when it comes to trading with one another. The way they let this happen is by allowing Korea to have companies set up in China, which lessens the cost when they begin trading later on. While they trade goods, they are also able to exchange culturally. Korea has become very popular for its films and music. Most of their fan base comes from China, meaning tourists come there very often and very obviously spend ridiculous amounts of money there, which lets them gain more money from these tourists in China. And now to my final point. The tariffs on Korea have been significantly reduced due to the free trade agreement, which in short terms mean they do not have to pay as much as other countries, which creates a much smoother and easier trade between them. In short, China has had a beneficial relationship with Korea from the creation of the Silk Road up until now, and based off what we're seeing, the relationship might last longer for much longer than any.
For over 5,000 years, China has been spreading their spirituality to Korea. Korea has adopted this spirituality and even applied it to government. To begin with, a religion called Confucian came to place in the 6th to 5th century BC. Korea soon adopted this and helped influence Neo-Confucianism.
Hi, my name is Ella, and today I'll be discussing the pros and the cons of China's influence on modern and ancient Korea. So let's get started. To begin with, China played a huge role in shaping Koreans' early history. During the Three Kingdoms period, Korea adopted Chinese Confucianism, Buddhism, their political system, as well as their writing system, which contributed greatly to their education system and helped Korea build strong, centralized kingdoms. Also, China protected Korea. During invasions from the Mongols or Dutch from Japan, Korea acted as a supporter and protected Korean dynasties to help defend the peninsula. Furthermore, China's relationship with Korea has major economic benefits, as Moshiman has previously stated. China is North Korea's biggest trade partner, and they provide vital food and energy aid. China is also a big trade link for South Korea as well, and they link both countries to regional prosperity. Fourth, China's continued support of North Korea has prevented the regime's collapse, which experts say could ultimately lead to a massive refugee crisis and instability across all of Northeast Asia. Now that that's done, let's move on to the cons. Historically, Korea was treated as a tributary state under Chinese dynasties like the Tang and the Ming, which limited Korea's political independence and created lasting resentment. In modern times, China's backing in North Korea props up Kim Jong-un's authoritarian government, allowing human rights abuses and nuclear development to continue without major internal reforms. China also frequently protects North Korea at the United Nations, watering down or blocking sanctions, which makes it harder to pressure Pyongyang to leave nuclear arms. Tensions have risen with South Korea as well, especially after South Korea deployed the U.S. THAAD missile defense system in 2017. China retaliated economically by boycotting Korean goods and practices. Lastly, South Korea remains wary of China's growing regional power. Many Koreans fear that the economic reliance on China could threaten their sovereignty, and security in the long term.
China had a major influence on Korea. But what if China never influenced Korea? Would Korea be in the same spot it is today?